Have you ever pondered about the ethical implications of doomsday predictions? This thought-provoking question nudges us towards a deep dive into the intriguing world of end-of-the-world forecasts. It's not just a Hollywood scenario anymore, it's a narrative that has seeped into every corner of our society. It's in the books we read, the series we binge-watch, and the news we consume. Doomsday predictions have a long history, from ancient prophecies to modern scientific forecasts. Their prevalence in pop culture has made them a part of our collective consciousness. But have you ever paused to consider the ethical implications of these predictions? Yes, they can be thrilling, and yes, they can make for engaging content. But there's a flip side to this coin. Picture this: a doomsday prediction gains traction. It spreads like wildfire across social media platforms, news outlets, and word of mouth. As it reaches more people, it instills fear and panic. It disrupts daily life and triggers actions that can have far-reaching implications. Suddenly, stock markets crash, people start hoarding resources, and societal order is threatened. This is where the ethical quandary comes into play. Who bears the responsibility for the fear and panic these predictions can create? Is it the creators of this content, the disseminators, or the consumers themselves? The answer isn't straightforward, but one thing is clear. There's a dire need for ethical guidelines when it comes to creating and disseminating doomsday content. The issue isn't about stifling freedom of speech or creativity. Instead, it's about understanding the potential impact of these predictions and taking measures to prevent unnecessary harm. It's about creating a balance between intrigue and responsibility, between entertainment and ethics. As we delve deeper into this topic, we'll explore real-life cases where doomsday predictions crossed ethical boundaries. We'll examine the fallout, the lessons learned, and the steps taken to prevent a repeat. So stay tuned as we navigate the maze of doomsday predictions and their ethical implications. A journey that promises to be as enlightening as it is engrossing. As we delve deeper, we'll explore real-life cases where doomsday predictions crossed ethical boundaries. Remember the frenzy surrounding the end of the Mayan calendar in 2012? Picture this. It's late 2011, and a phenomenon is sweeping across the globe. The Mayan calendar, a complex system of timekeeping developed by the ancient Mayan civilization, is approaching its end. And this isn't just any end. It's the end of a cycle that's lasted for over 5,000 years. Some interpret this as predicting nothing less than the end of the world. The reaction is widespread and intense. Fear and panic ripple through communities. Some people stockpile food and supplies, preparing for the apocalypse. Others capitalize on the fear, selling doomsday survival kits and writing sensational books. Many are genuinely terrified, losing sleep and peace of mind. Then December 21, 2012 arrives, the supposed end date. But the world doesn't end. The sun rises and sets as usual. No apocalypse, no disaster. The fear and panic evaporate, leaving behind a mix of relief, disappointment, and skepticism. In retrospect, the 2012 phenomenon is a stark example of how potent doomsday predictions can be. It shows us how easily fear can spread, and how it can influence people's actions. And it reminds us of the aftermath, the psychological and emotional toll, when these predictions fail to come true. This case illustrates the potential harm in disseminating doomsday predictions without considering the ethical implications. The Y2K bug is another example of a doomsday prediction that stirred global anxiety. As we approach the dawn of the new millennium, the world was gripped by an intense fear that our reliance on technology might be our downfall. The Y2K bug, a programming flaw that could cause computer systems to misread the year 2000 as 1900, was predicted to lead to a global disaster. The potential for infrastructure collapse, financial ruin, and societal chaos led to a widespread panic that was fueled by a mix of media hype and genuine concern. Companies spent billions of dollars to debug and upgrade their systems. Households across the globe braced themselves for the worst, stocking up on food, water, and other essentials. But when the clock struck midnight on January 1, 2000, the anticipated catastrophe didn't occur. The world breathed a collective sigh of relief, but the question remained: was the panic justified, or was it an overreaction? This brings us to the ethical dilemmas that arose from the dissemination of the Y2K prediction. Was it ethical to trigger such widespread fear and panic, leading to significant financial expenditure, based on a prediction that ultimately didn't come to pass? Or was it a necessary precaution, considering the potential disaster that could have occurred had we not prepared? As we've seen, the ethical responsibility in making doomsday predictions is significant. So, given these cases, how can we approach doomsday predictions ethically? Well, the answer lies in responsibility. When making such predictions, it's crucial to understand the weight they carry. They can incite fear, panic, and even lead to drastic actions. Therefore, it is of utmost importance to communicate these predictions clearly and responsibly. Think about it. If you were to predict the end of the world, wouldn't you want to do so with the utmost care? That's where thoughtful consideration comes in. We must consider the potential impacts of our predictions, how they might affect people's lives and actions. For instance, can they lead to unnecessary panic or even harmful actions? And let's not forget about fear-mongering. It's easy to get caught up in sensationalism and the thrill of the dramatic, but it's essential to avoid contributing to a climate of fear. Instead, strive for a balanced, rational approach. Remember, with the power of prediction comes great responsibility. Let's use it wisely and ethically.